Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code 30 at checkout for 5% off. The link for their website will be right at the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we're doing the 50 tier list, and hopefully this video can help you guys decide who you're going to choose for your free NAT 50 player. Before we hop into it, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button for notifications. We post daily Madden 21 content. And do not forget to hit that like button, and also leave a link for my Twitch channel down in the description. I'm live almost every single night over on Twitch, so if you haven't come through the live streams yet, I recommend you do. Like I said, link down in the description. One thing I do want to say, the 3 players that are coming out today, they will be talked about at the end of the video, so don't think I forgot about them. They will be in this video and on this tier list. I'm recording this Thursday night at 5 p.m., so I still have no idea who they're going to be, but just know the 3 players that are coming out today, they will be on this tier list. I did not forget about them. Alright, so the first card we're looking at is LaDainian Tomlinson. He's got 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 92 agility, 89 carrying, 80 catching, 92 COD, 75 trucking, and an 89 break tackle. LT right now, he's definitely a top 3, top 4 running back in my opinion. I do think he's the best 50 running back to choose. The guy can literally do it all, has good COD, catches passes, break tackles, can stiff arm as well. He's a good height for a running back, and also has good speed. If you power him up and either on physical chems, you can get up there like 93, 94, 92 speed in that area. So a very good running back. I think LT right now, you gotta put him S tier, man. I think he's better than Reggie Bush, more well-rounded than Reggie Bush. That's why I like LT, and that's why he is S tier. All right, next up is left tackle Orlando Pace, and it's definitely gonna be weird trying to rank a left tackle on the same tier list as like LaDainian Tomlinson or like Tyrique Calico. But Orlando Pace, 92 strength, good awareness, with 92 pass block. He's got 89 run block. He's 6'7". Actually, what's his speed looking like? The speed matters on offensive linemen, I think. He's got 68 speed with 79 acceleration. So Orlando Pace, definitely a top offensive lineman in MUT without question. But where does he stack up against these skill position players? That's where it gets tough. That's where it gets very tough for Orlando Pace. And I think choosing an offensive lineman is very interesting. I feel like for those people who do have God squads, already kind of have a lot of these 50 players, I think going NAT on an offensive lineman is actually a W, because you're kind of locking down either your left tackle or your guards or your centers, and you don't really have to worry about it because they're NAT and they're amazing. So I feel like if you already have a God squad, potentially going with an offensive lineman for your free NAT is actually not a bad choice, because linemen don't phase out as quick as like skill position players do, because I'm telling you right now, like 91, 92 pass blocking, that's going to be very good for a while, and we're probably going to get more Orlando Pace cards as the year goes on. But the real question is, where am I going to put this card? I'm going to put him at B tier. He could move. These offensive linemen, just bear with me. I have never really ranked offensive linemen before, so I might end up moving him up or maybe even moving him down. So we're going to have to see as we go through this list. Definitely a tough one to rank, but Orlando Pace is definitely one of the better offensive linemen in this game. All right, so next up, we got 92 Javon Curse, and the speed and the acceleration are the 2 main stats you look at on this card. For a left end, obviously 87 speed with that 91 acceleration is pretty glitchy, but doesn't have the best block shed and strength for a left end, which you could find some struggles there, but has very good finesse moves at 91. Doesn't have the best power moves, but I think Javon Curse is a very good pass rusher, has the height to be a good pass rusher. The speed and the acceleration will definitely help him out against the run. Even though he has that lower block shed, that speed will kind of help you make up for it. So for that reason, I think Javon Curse is A tier, not S tier quite yet. If he had better power moves, maybe some better block shed, I'd feel comfortable putting him up there at S tier. But I feel like there are some holes with this card, and for that reason, I feel like he is just A tier. All right, now we got 92 Albert Haynesworth with 74 speed, 84 acceleration, 93 strength, 91 tackling, 89 play rec, 91 block shed, 90 finesse moves with 66 power moves. So Haynesworth, not a bad defensive tackle, but as far as the 50 players go, there's a D tier on this list for a reason, and I believe that's where Albert Haynesworth belongs, and that's where he's gonna go. Albert Haynesworth is D tier. Like, it's hard ranking these 50 players because they're all like top tier cards in MUT, but like it's hard saying one of them's D tier. But Albert Haynesworth, I think, is the worst 50 player on this list without question, mainly because he is a defensive tackle. That's probably the reason why he is D tier. But I mean, like, he's still a good card, but he's just bad compared to the rest of these 50 players in my opinion. So Albert Haynesworth, unfortunately, is D tier. If there are any big Albert Haynesworth fans out there, I'm sorry for rank this card, but someone's got to be D tier, man. Someone's got to do it. All right, next up is 92 Julio Jones, 91 speed, 93 jumping, 90 catching, 91 catching traffic, 92 spec catch, 92 short, 89 mid, and 87 deep route running. So powered up with go deep, does hit all 3 route running thresholds. The card is 6'3", super athletic, good jumping, great animations as well. Also is a route running archetype, which means he does get route tech on this card for 2 AP. Julio Jones is definitely a top 3, top 4 wide receiver in MUT right now without question. So for that reason, Julio Jones has got to be S tier. Just the animations, the abilities, everything about this Julio Jones card, if he's chemmed up correctly, just an absolutely amazing card, and definitely will be getting upgrades down the road. I mean, he's still a current player, and I mean, Julio's always loved in the MUT community, so I can guarantee this guy's gonna be getting upgrades the whole year. So definitely a good move to invest in NAT Julio now, and kind of just have this card in your lineup for the rest of the year, because he's always a top receiver in MUT no matter what. All right, next up we got Dante Culpepper, a card I've got a lot of mixed reviews about. I used this card for a little bit, didn't really like him. I might need to give him another shot, because everyone on that quarterback tier list video was telling me how much they love this card, so I'm gonna have to try him again. But I'll take your guys' word for it. I only use this card for probably like 4 to 5, maybe 7 games. But the card looks good to me. He has good speed, good throw power, great accuracies as well. Can throw on the run, good play action. But for me, it was the release. It felt kind of clunky. And I wasn't able to make those deep throws, but I've seen clips of this card making crazy throws. It could have just been my luck. I don't really know what the problem with this card was. But I'll take your guys' opinions on this card instead of my just small sample size with this card, which was, I'd probably put him A tier if I was just basing it off my opinion. But the fact I've gotten so many good reviews on this card, I feel like I have to put Culpepper at S tier. I mean, looking at the stats, there's no reason why this card should be bad. It was just from I guess for me just using the card, I just don't know why he didn't play that good for me. But I think Culpepper is S tier, an all-around great quarterback. Not sure if he's a great choice for the NAT, but definitely a good card to pick up for sure, without question. So Culpepper is S tier, right up there next to Julio Jones and LT. All right, next up we got Brett Favre with 76 speed, 93 throw power, 90 short, 87 mid, 89 deep, 91 throwing the pressure, 91 throwing the run, and an 89 play action. So Brett Favre is slower than Dante Culpepper, but I feel like Brett Favre does make up for it with that money release. He has one of the best releases in the game. If you combine that with Gunslinger, Brett Favre, one of the best QBs in MUT without question, because of that release. Like I said, the speed isn't the best, but trust me, if you've not tried Favre's release with Gunslinger, it just completely changes the game for you. I might end up going to get Favre at some point, because I miss using this card's release. It is absolutely ridiculous. So for that reason, I'm putting Favre at S tier, but before Culpepper, because I like Favre more than Culpepper. That might be kind of a controversial statement, but that's just my opinion. I like Favre more than Culpepper, so Favre is still S tier, and yes, he is before Dante Culpepper. All right, next up we got Dominique Rodgers Camarda with 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 90 agility, 91 jumping, 88 play rec, 91 man, 89 zone, and 91 press, and the card is 6'2". I mean, DRC, another great option to choose for your NAT, because he is a DB, and DBs are always very deep. So even if this card does phase out, you can even play him at like cornerback 3, cornerback 4. I don't think he's going to phase out, because he has great speed, great size, great man and zone. I feel like I'm putting too many cards at S tier, but I mean, a lot of these cards are just so good. Yeah, DRC without question is an S tier player. All right, next up is another O lineman, and that's left guard Steve Hutchinson with 92 strength, 90 awareness, 89 pass block, and 92 run block. And he's got 64 speed with 78 acceleration and 90 awareness. So Hutchinson, I just don't know where to rank offensive linemen on this list. I'm sure no one's watching this video to, you know, see where I rank an offensive lineman. So it doesn't really matter. I guess it's not like anyone's gonna comment like, oh, Hutchinson should be S tier or whatever. But I think that Hutchinson is probably, I think he's better than Pace. I mean, looking at I like run block. Looking at the run block and the strength, I like Hutchinson more than Orlando Pace. I'm gonna put him at B tier though. I just don't see myself putting an offensive lineman like in A tier or like S tier or anything like that. So I'm gonna leave Hutchinson down here at B tier. All right, now we got Patrick Willis, and I know middle linebackers shouldn't be used on your team, but I'm telling you right now, Patrick Willis, he might be that one exception, man. He's so fast, 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 90 hit power with 81 zone coverage, which is a little bit suspect that kind of have him on the field in a game where defense is so hard to play. But against the run, definitely better than having a safety out there. So maybe you can like kind of swap him in and out based on like either the down or what you think your opponent's gonna do. But Patrick Willis, I think he's probably either the one or the two linebackers that you should be using this year, because linebackers just don't animate for some reason. I'm not sure what that reason is, but Patrick Willis, I just, it's tough not to put this guy. I think he'd be S tier. I think I would put him at S tier if linebackers were good this year, but the fact that linebackers aren't that great, I'm gonna put him A tier. High A tier, low S tier. Mainly because he's a linebacker and just the way that linebackers anime just isn't that great this year. All right, next up we got 92 Vernon Davis, and the reason why you like this card is because of that 88 speed. Has 90 acceleration as well, so definitely I think he might be the fastest tight end in MUT right now. And also can run block at 77, so a very good tight end. I would rank this card probably a little bit higher if he was able to hit the short in mid route running thresholds. With go deep, he does hit the deep route running threshold, so keep that in mind. If you like running your tight ends on deep bombs for some reason, I guess this is the guy for you. So Vernon Davis, a great card because of the speed in the run block, but is he S tier? No. If he did hit, like I said, those route running thresholds, he would be up there at S tier. But I'll put him at A tier. I'll put him behind Patrick Willis. I think he probably makes a slightly less impact than Pat Will can. But don't get me wrong, Vernon Davis is an absolutely amazing card. I have him on my team and I love him. That speed and that run block is a big W. All right, next up is Antonio Camarda with 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 agility, 92 jumping, 89 play rec, 92 man, 87 zone, and 92 press. So Antonio Camarda, basically the same exact card as DRC. Both are 6'2", both can play man, both can press, both have great speed as well. So it would make no sense for me to put this card anywhere else besides right next to DRC. I do value both those cards the exact same. I might like Crow a little bit better, so I'll put him before DRC. Might be a little bit biased because I am a Jets fan or whatever, but I do like those cards basically the exact same. And that's why Antonio Camarda is S tier without question. All right, next up we got 91 Reggie Bush with 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 91 agility, 86 carrying, 82 catching, 91 COD, 60 trucking, and 89 break tackle. So statistically, I do like LT better than Reggie Bush, but the reason why I'm going to put Reggie Bush at S tier is because he's a receiving back archetype, and that means he's able to get backfield master for 1 AP, which is a big W. Without that, say he was an elusive back, he would 100% be A tier. But due to the fact that he does get backfield master for 1 AP, it would make no sense for me not to put Reggie Bush at S tier. I'm going to put him low S tier, but he definitely is still a top 50 card from this promo. Still has good speed, still has good acceleration, can catch passes like no other. If you have go deep on him, I believe he has like 86 catching or something crazy like that. And that backfield master for 1 AP, it's just crazy. I'm not saying go get Reggie Bush for your NAT, but still a very good card to pick up. All right, next up is 91 overall Nnamdi Asomugha with 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 88 agility, 90 jumping, 89 play rec, 91 man, 82 zone, and 90 press. So this card is 6'3" and obviously has very good speed. But the problem with this Nnamdi card is he's just not as good as Camarda and DRC in my opinion. So I'll put him low A tier. Still a very good corner. I mean, he's locking up basically everyone right now. He's a little bit slow with 89 speed. That's one thing I will say. So I'd say he's like low A tier, high B tier. If he wasn't 6'3", he'd probably be B tier. If he was like 6 foot or like 6'1" or something like that, I'd probably have him at B tier. But because he has that good man coverage and decent speed, can press very well, good animations as well, I think Nnamdi's got to be low A tier, high B tier. All right, next up is 91 Brian Dawkins with 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 88 tackling, 90 play rec, 89 pursuit, 77 man, 89 zone coverage, and 90 hit power. And Brian Dawkins, most Brian Dawkins cards are very, very good. Brian Dawkins, if hit power mattered as much as it did last year, Dawkins would be S tier. But I mean, looking at the speed, when this card came out, obviously he was one of the best safeties in MUT. But I think now we're starting to realize that coverage safeties are the move. I mean, this guy's obviously a very good. I feel like I'd play this guy probably at sub linebacker. I wouldn't really want to play him as like my last line of defense right now because there are so many good fast receivers. And the fact he can't really play man coverage that well does concern me. So I think he's probably better as a sub linebacker than he's a safety. I'm gonna put Brian Dawkins A tier still. He's a very good card, but he's not even the best sub linebacker on this list. We're gonna get into. I mean, it's not very obvious who it's gonna be. It's Taylor Mays. He's better than Brian Dawkins for many reasons, but Dawkins still not a bad card. I'm definitely gonna put him at A tier. All right, next up we have the last offensive lineman on the list, and that is 91 Walter Jones with 89 strength, 90 awareness, 90 pass block, 90 run block. He's 6'5" with 69 speed and 79 acceleration. So Walter Jones is a guy that can do both, can pass block, can run block. He also has a tackle, so having good pass block on your tackles is very, very important, especially with how many good edge speed rushers there are, like Javon Curse, Derek Thomas. We got Chandler Jones now, LT. A lot of good fast edge rushers. So having a guy like Walter Jones is definitely a W. I think he's B tier. I mean, all these offensive linemen on the list, they're all at the top of their position. All right, next up we got 91 Reggie White with 76 speed, 86 acceleration, 92 strength, 88 tackling, 90 play rec, 91 block shed, 91 power moves, and 87 finesse moves. But this card, he's not bad, has good power moves, has good finesse moves. The speed, I like the speed a lot. I do feel like there are better non-50 pass rushers in this game that you can choose. But I do like Aaron Donald more than this card, to be honest. Mainly because of that speed and the ability to do both. And also, if you have not used Aaron Donald, that dude just block sheds like crazy for no reason. But Reggie White, I don't think he's A tier, but I will put him like, I'll put him low, like somewhere in B tier. I don't know. I'll put him high B tier. Right, next up, we got Derrick Brooks with 84 speed, 87 acceleration, 78 strength, 90 tackling, 90 play rec, 78 block shed with 48 power moves and 61 finesse moves. So there might end up being a switch here after looking at this card. Originally, Albert Haynesworth was D tier, but I'm actually going to move him up. He's actually pretty good for a defensive tackle. But yeah, Derrick Brooks is now been crowned as the worst 50 card. The speed's not really there. I mean, he's obviously more of a coverage guy. If we go down to his, where are his like coverage stats? He's got 77 man with 88 zone, so definitely more of a pass coverage linebacker, but just not a card you really want on your team. If you want a linebacker that can play pass coverage, just use a safety. Just trust me, Derrick Brooks. Yeah, he's the worst 50 card without question. And yeah, Albert Haynesworth, I'll put him up to C tier because Haynesworth is so much better than Derrick Brooks. It's not even close, and that's just scary to say. Next up, we got 91 Jimmy Graham with 84 speed, 75 strength, 92 catching, 91 catching traffic, 92 spec catch, 91 short, 86 mid route running with a 67 run block. And Jimmy Graham, obviously very glitchy. Will always have that decent speed. Also is 6'7", so keep that in mind for those jump balls and stuff like that. But yeah, if Jimmy Graham was the only tight end in the 50 promo, I think he'd be like S tier. But I definitely prefer Vernon Davis to Jimmy Graham. So for that reason, I do still think Jimmy Graham is S tier. I mean, sorry, A tier, because he is 6'7" and powered up with like 85 speed is very, very good, obviously. So I will put Jimmy Graham A tier. All right, next up, we got 91 overall Tyrique Calico with 91 speed, 90 jumping, 86 catching, 89 catching traffic, 89 spec catch, 85 short route running with 88 mid route running, and 91 deep route running. And this card is 6'4". Many people did deem this card as the best wide receiver in MUT for a while. I mean, obviously the card is very, very good. The speed, the deep route running, the height. He has kind of phased out a little bit. We have gotten obviously bigger, faster, better route running receivers. But I still think Calico is A tier. The one problem with this card is in picking him for your NAT card is I don't know how many upgrades they're going to give Tyrique Calico. I mean, I just don't see them giving him multiple upgrades for the rest of this year. I think maybe one more upgrade for Calico, and that might do it. So I'm kind of leading between B tier and A tier. I'll put a mid A tier, actually. I'll put a mid A tier, mainly because of the height and the speed. That's just a hard combination to find, and there's no chemistry that can improve your height. Obviously powered up, having around 93 speed. Only kind of a deep threat receiver as well, because he doesn't hit that short route running threshold, unfortunately. So if this guy was like Julio and was able to hit all three thresholds, but for that reason, that's why he is mid A tier. All right, now we got 91 Vincent Jackson with 89 speed, 92 jumping, 88 catching, 90 catching traffic, 90 spec catch, 88 short, 86 mid, and 88 deep route running. So this card, I used him, and I thought he was going to be amazing because he's 6'5". I mean, he had a good speed at the time when he came out. But right now, Vincent Jackson is just not a good card. Calico's better. Julio's better. There are so many better options than Vincent Jackson for the 50 players. So I think Vincent Jackson, I wouldn't even put him B tier, to be honest. I'm going to put him C tier right next to Albert Haynesworth. I mean, when he came out, the card was cool, but right now, I can probably name 10 receivers I'd rather have over Vincent Jackson. So for that reason, Vinny J, I don't know why I called him Vinny J, but he is definitely C tier. All right, so now we got 90 Taylor Mays with 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 tackling, 87 play rec, 90 pursuit. Can't really play man coverage that well at 79. Trust me, I use this card every day, and yeah, he cannot play man coverage. That's the biggest hole with this card. But has 87 zone and 92 hit power. I mean, the card is 6'3". So the reason why I like Taylor Mays so much more than Brian Dawkins is, one, because of the speed, and two, because of the height. And there's no chem in the game that you can boost height with. And that's why the tall players and the tall and fast player, that combination is always just the move in MUT. So for that reason, Taylor Mays, you got to put him S tier, man. I mean, you can't put him anywhere else. Taylor Mays, no matter, I don't care if he was at 88 overall, if he was 6'3" and had 90 speed, he'd be S tier, man. Taylor Mays always animates well. I play him at sub linebacker, and yeah, he's the best sub linebacker I've used. I'm gonna put him. Yeah, I'll probably put him top 3 at S tier. This card is so good. Just like Madden 20, if you used him last year, he's just as good, man. The only problem with this card is the man coverage. That's the reason why he's not like higher on S tier. But I do think Taylor Mays' next upgrade probably will be the best card in MUT because of that combination of size, speed, hit power, the ability to play zone, the ability to play man probably as well. And that card will be ridiculous. So yeah, also this card can stop the run very well. 90 pursuit, good tackling as well, good play rec. Taylor Mays is the ideal center fielder that you want on your team. Can kind of just do everything very well. All right, so it's the next day and they've just revealed the 3 new first team players that are coming out today. They also revealed that the fantasy pack is going to be a full fantasy pack, which means you can pick any player that has come out from week 1 to week 7. And it does include these 393 overall players. Do I recommend you pick any of these 3 players? No, probably not. I kind of knew EA was going to do this because they knew we were going to get this pack for free. And they were going to give us like a crazy good quarterback or a crazy good wide receiver for free. I knew this was going to happen. I was expecting this. I'm not surprised at all. First card we're looking at today is 93 Jonathan Ogden, 94 strength, 90 awareness, 91 pass block with a 92 run block. We don't know his speed. We don't know some things about this card yet because I'm recording this at 11 a.m. and the cards come out at 2, so I don't really know the rest of the stats on this card. But I do know one thing, and that is that this card is the best offensive lineman that they have dropped. I'm not going to put Ogden A tier. I just don't see myself doing it. I will put him high B tier. He's definitely the best offensive lineman that we've seen from the 50. So if you do want to go a lineman, go Ogden. Trust me, just go Ogden. Because he'll be the best, and he'll probably be the best for a while, honestly. Hopefully they stop dropping 50 linemen, because if they don't, he could be surpassed. But yeah, I like Jonathan Ogden at B tier. I don't think he's not that much better than these guys, but yeah, he is better. All right, so next up we got 93 overall first team Antonio Gates with 84 speed, 80 strength, 94 catching, 92 catching traffic, 92 spec catch, 91 short, and 90 mid route running with a 74 run block. So yes, this card, you see the problem with this card. It is that 84 speed. Can't really run block that well either. I mean, he run blocks better than most tight ends, but not like a top tier run blocking tight end, which I kind of hope this card would be. I mean, he's not really that in real life, but I kind of was hoping that EA would kind of give him some love here, knowing that this card kind of has some holes. But there is one W with this card. He does hit the short and mid route running threshold, but I don't know. With 84 speed, will Antonio Gates get that separation versus corners and DBs? There's not many people that still run linebackers in this game, so I think it might be very hard to find Antonio Gates open. And it's not like he's 6'6" like Darren Waller is. He is 6'4", which is not bad. It's not a bad height. Don't get me wrong. It's better than most tight ends, but yeah, I still like Vernon Davis better than him. I probably still do like Jimmy Graham more than this card as well. So for that reason, I do still think Antonio Gates is A tier. But yeah, I do still like Jimmy. I probably value him and Jimmy Graham the exact same, in my opinion. Actually, I'll put Antonio Gates over Jimmy Graham because Antonio Gates does hit those 2 route running thresholds. That's definitely what does it for me. Actually, I'll put him over Ryan Shazier as well because linebackers just aren't great. And I should probably honestly move I'll put Shaz low A tier because he's a middle linebacker. But yeah, I like where I put Antonio Gates. Low to mid A tier. Nothing too special. But this is kind of what I expected. Don't pick this card for your free 50 NAT. There's such better options. All right, next up we got first team 93 overall Anthony Barr with 87 speed, 90 acceleration, 76 strength, 93 tackling, 91 play rec, 88 block shed, 63 power moves, and 56 finesse moves. So Anthony Barr, I mean, obviously, Anthony Barr is an amazing card in MUT every year. Last year, if you used his golden ticket, that card was amazing. But the problem with this left outside linebacker, Anthony Barr, that is a coverage linebacker. Yes, I know it says run stopper archetype, which is actually kind of a W because he's able to get those run stopping abilities. And stopping the run is very hard this year, so being able to get those run stopping abilities definitely will help this card out. I'm not too sure why they showed the power move and finesse move on this card's preview. They definitely should have showed off his like zone coverage and his coverage stats and stuff like that. Unfortunately, EA Sports very lazy. They weren't able to make a little switch for us here today, so we don't know what his coverage stats are going to be. But I don't think it matters, to be honest, because this card is a linebacker. If he was a good rushing linebacker, then yes, I think this card would be definitely worth it. He'd be like an LT. He has that good speed, but unfortunately, he's a coverage linebacker, and linebackers, they just don't animate like they used to. Yes, this card is 6'5", but I can guarantee you this Anthony Barr card is just not going to be the good choice, man. I'm telling you right now. There are much better cards on this tier list right now. So for that reason, Anthony Barr, where's he going? I'm gonna put him low B tier. If this was Madden 20, he'd probably be somewhere in the S tier to A tier category. Especially the way I like running my defense. Last year in that 3-4, I needed some good coverage outside linebackers, and Anthony Barr would have been perfect for my team. Potentially as a user, this card could be good. I want to see what his COD is still. If he has over 90 COD, or even if he doesn't, I think if you just blitz the card, it kind of gets rid of that. It kind of gets rid of the whole COD factor when it comes to usering. So maybe as a middle linebacker user, this card could be a W. But as far as being a left outside linebacker, coverage linebacker, yeah, I think Anthony Barr is B tier. Like I was saying though, if this was Madden 20, he'd probably be S tier to be honest. But because it's Madden 21 and linebackers are just not very good. That's why I'm putting Anthony Barr at B tier. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's tier list. Hopefully today's video kind of helped you guys decide who you want to pick for your free NAT 50 player. And yes, this tier list is very top heavy, but I kind of ranked them in order from left to right at each tier to kind of help you guys decide that way. But yeah, because there are just so many good cards in this promo, it's kind of hard to, you know, I can't see myself putting like Anthony Barr at like C tier. That doesn't feel right to me. But I do kind of like where the C to D tier players are. That kind of makes sense to me. But yeah, I mean, it's a very top heavy list. Hopefully this video can still help you guys decide who you want to pick. A little tip for you guys is I would probably pick either a wide receiver, a running back, or a DB for my free NAT player. I wouldn't pick quarterback because say a quarterback phases out, you can't really do anything with him. But if you have like a wide receiver that phases out, you can kind of either put him out like wide receiver 3 or, you know, kind of stash him and either play him in very situationally. But like a quarterback, you can't really do that because you only get one quarterback on the field at once. So I'd suggest either going with a DB, a halfback, or a wide receiver for your free choice. That's my biggest tip for you guys. But yeah, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications. If the video helped you out, remember the video, be sure to hit that like button. And as always, I'll see you boys in the next one.